We've been running an outdoor school in Howe Sound for 25 years. That means I've been in and around the water a lot over that time, and I have never, ever seen anything like this.
Howe Sound is in recovery. After cleanup of pollution from pulp mills in a mine, herring, salmon, sea lions, and humpback whales are back. And so are the orcas.
It's Tuesday, April the 11th, a beautiful day. I'm escorting a couple of sea-to-sky canoes across the west side of Howe Sound, and my engine fails. I end up having to get towed towards Horseshoe Bay. Megan Sewell kindly offers to come out and pick me up. On our way into Horseshoe Bay, we notice there is some wild stuff happening off the north end of Boyer Island. So we go over and take a look. Wow, this is amazing. There's orcas in a frenzy around something that is out there. We are behind the whale watching boats, we are looking into the circle, and we are just not exactly sure what's going on here. Okay, Megan is telling me that there's actually a sea lion out there in the middle. Those are tail flippers, clearly, but it's like the sea lion is vertical. It's standing on its head. Its flippers are out of the water, that's all I can see right now. So what is it doing? It must be trying to defend itself with its teeth and claws. And is this also school for the orca young? It seems at times that the young whales are left with the sea lion while the adults seem to nonchalantly swim off. I feel I am witnessing part of what we are all now calling the Great Howe Sound Recovery. We all wish we could spend the afternoon here, but Megan's got to get back to Horseshoe Bay and I've got to get my boat fixed. Hallelujah. Engine's fixed. It's been about an hour and I'm heading back out of Horseshoe Bay for the Sunshine Coast. Whoa, this is amazing. The whale watchers are still here. The orcas are still the center of attention and I can still see the sea lion. Okay, so remembering what Megan had shared about proper whale watching protocol, I'm going to come in slow, stay back, and cut the engine. There's a pile of orcas out there, not sure how many, maybe 6, some young, some females, and there is a big male with a huge dorsal fin. Whoa, something is crazy happening here. The sea lion and the whales have now moved in among the boats. The sea lion is coming right at me. It is right there at the side of my boat and trying to get in. This is crazy. I'm doing 360s in the boat. I don't know where the whales are going to surface next. I can hear the sea lion underneath the hull, and I can't see it, but I know it's there. And the whales keep taking swipes at the boat, trying to dislodge the sea lion. But the boat is just being buffeted by all these pressure waves, and whales actually glancing the sidewall of the boat. I just felt the sea lion under the hull again, and I see patches of white shooting past the boat on both sides. I see this giant dorsal fin just cruise past me. Later, I learned that these were two orca families traveling together. Both are led by matriarch around 30 years old. One matriarch, named by Vancouver Aquarium's Adopt a Whale program, is called Sydney. She has a 17-year-old son named Stanley. You gotta love that name, especially when it comes with a giant 4-foot dorsal fin. The other matriarch, known as T99, travels with her 3 offspring, a 10 and an 8-year-old, and a 2-year-old calf. These are transient orcas. Unlike salmon-eating resident orcas, these transients prey instead on sea mammals, mostly harbor seals, but also sometimes on sea lion, dolphin, porpoise, and even small whales. The good news is that transient orca numbers have increased in the Salish Sea over the last decade, likely due to the rise in harbor seal and sea lion populations. I heard from aquarium staff that sea lions are dangerous prey for orcas, armed as they are with large, sharp teeth and big claws. So orcas are cautious, typically trying to injure and tire the sea lion first. And often, the orcas just don't make the kill. These orcas cover a lot of ground. I heard later that these two families, the week before, were up at Campbell River over 200 kilometers away. And the day after I saw them, they were spotted off Pender in the Gulf Islands over 100 kilometers from Howe Sound. Things just got very quiet. I gotta wonder what's going to happen next. But the remarkable thing about the last hour is the only time I was afraid was when the sea lion tried to get into my boat. I never felt threatened by the orcas, and I can't figure that out. But something I do know is that I am in the presence of big beauty, intelligence, and power. I just talked to one of the whale watching boats, and they suggested I escort the sea lion at slow throttle over to Boyer Island. You know, I don't know if I'm doing the right thing here. I'm allowing an important meal for the orcas to escape. And yet I can't help but feel some responsibility for this sea lion. There's an expression called collateral beauty that I've heard, and I like it because today started out going sideways, and the last thing on my mind was that this was going to be a day to remember. I'm heading to the closest land, which happens to be Boyer Island. 5 meters from the rocks, the sea lion leaves the boat and hugs the shore. The sea lion is exhausted. Suddenly, I look out and I realize the orcas are gone. You know, even though the sea lion came to me and brought the pot of orcas with it, I still feel awkward. I guess I could have turned the boat on and powered out of there, but I was worried that the prop might hurt the sea lion. It was pretty crazy, and everything seemed to be going in a million different directions, and I'm not sure even now whether I did the right thing or not. I took my story back to the campfire that night, out in a quiet corner of Howe Sound. Just my words, a crackling fire, and a deep hush. I often wonder when I see whales like this, if they have any idea of how much joy they bring us.